Hello, everybody out there. This is the holiday season, and for you, I have a season special guest, not just for the holidays, but for all days, and she's about to give you an amazing series of events and her story, her way. Adjoke Paul. Make sure I pronounce that right. Get that right, folks. Welcome. I am honored and just pleased to have you here with us today. Please come on and share with the world.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ms. Gina,
You're
for
more
having
than
me.
welcome.
It's a pleasure and a true honor to be in your studio and sharing in the time of holidays. My name is, as Ms. Gina said, my name is Adjoke, but you can call me A Day. And the name of my company is called A Day in Your Life, and that's in honor of my grad school cohort. We were in a project together, in a team together, and we came up with that name. So in honor of that time and honoring the memories, I kept the name because the name does transition to a lot of things over the years.
And I love the way it sounds, too.
Thank you. A Day in Your Life is a health and wellness company. And how did I start the company? Well, 3 things happened in my life. I was diagnosed with a medical condition, and thereafter, both my parents passed away. And you know what they say, things come in threes. Then right after that, myself and my partner encountered, financial calamity that got, that after that, we were homeless. We found ourselves homeless for a while. However, it's what they say, it's true what they say, in the midst of the storm, you tend to find your strength. And those 3 things were what blazed the trail and launched A Day in Your Life. And in addition to that, it's a legacy to my parents, and also being a spirited woman, when that day comes, I want to be able to say confidently and with conviction that I did contribute some way, somehow to our planet. So that is the nature of the business and how my business started.
All right. Well, that is so deep, so interesting, and so spiritual, too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Tell us some more. We're really just...
Oh, my goodness. So basically what A Day in Your Life is about is we help our clients, which are primarily women, and that constitutes of solo moms or single moms, soccer moms, and female corporate professionals, as well as budding entrepreneurs, but also a few good men. We help them spark their courage. We help them build their confidence so they can align with their hearts and talent, to use their voice to get seen, to get paid, and to get respected. But ultimately, it goes a little bit deeper than that. We not only help them spark their courage and build their confidence, we also help them reduce stress. We help them identify their abilities while simultaneously releasing their limiting beliefs. But also, once in the midst of all this, we tend to see our clients increase their productivity, achieve their goals. So it's like resetting and helping them design their lives so they can align with their hearts and talents to get a new start or a second chance in life.
Absolutely. So profound. Is there some sort of seminar, or do you have little classes, or what helps you to put a little fire on their feet? What helps you to really inspire them to come and grab these things? A lot of times our black women, they're so destroyed, mentally and physically. And I know that a lot of times, of course, there's no such thing as excuses, but how can you gear them to look forward to coming, to actually taking action for their lives too?
That's a very good question, Ms. Gina. And just to take a spin on how this business has helped me, because every day we all have to do our work.
Absolutely.
We all have to work on ourselves, and we're all life learners. My business is a mirror of who I am.
Right.
And in addition to what I shared with you, the incidents and the occurrences in my life that happened, I designed and I saw that in the midst of adversity, you do have the strength to be able to reconnect with yourself. And
Yes.
the tools that helped me and continues to help me is what I have put into our 90-day program, which is what I call, which the acronym is BOSS. It's Be On Your Shine program. And basically that
Be
program,
on your shine
Be
program.
On Your Shine program.
Oh, that's magnificent. I just love the way it sounds, and it just sounds like if I was to hear something like that, if I was at a part or a day where I was struggling, that would help me get on my feet to get going. I would have,
Absolutely.
I would be so enthusiastic about taking that step, to move forward, to win.
Well, absolutely, and that's the message behind it, because we are a light in our world, and basically, we all go through adversity, we all encounter pain, but the nature and the name of that program is to not only energize, not only to empower, but to enrich and help you evolve.
Right.
And reconnect with who you are, because you are your own rescue.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to do it
for you. Exactly.
And it's a choice you make.
Make.
And it's either you stay down or you decide to get up.
Exactly.
And that's the message behind that name of the program. And you can.
Of course you can. You will win, of course.
And it's a decision you have to
To
make.
make.
And what's integrated into this program is what I call throwback to basics, because in this day and age, we are in difficult times, Ms. Gina.
Yes,
and,
we are. Absolutely.
And every day, for me personally, I am tired of being tired, where we have lost the care just to say good morning, the care to say thank you.
Yes.
It doesn't take but a minute to acknowledge each other.
I
So
agree, sister.
I just, before I segue, so that program has a couple of throwback to basics, which is what I call it. We integrate what values are.
Right.
And it's not only about values, it's not only about identifying your values, about taking action on your values.
Absolutely.
It's aligning your values with the action you take in order to be consistent, in order to be in alignment with the results.
Absolutely.
As well as I use this tool called, and everybody knows about the Wheel of Wellness.
Right.
And Wheel of Wellness, it has or constitutes of 8 pillars that sustain health and wellness. And they're really simple, and basically they're physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, your intellectual, your financial, your relationships, your environmental, and pretty much your work. And that same wheel is what you see in the Wheel of Life.
That's true.
And basically that wheel is truly, it's truly your North Star, your moral compass
And
that
that North
guides
Star,
you day by
that's
day.
the star that black people used to have to follow to get to freedom. So it's so profound. You know what I mean? When you talk of all these wonderful things and these relationships that we have, not just as black women, certainly we're talking about black women and the Me Too movement, but we also share this, and this is for everybody, men, children,
Yes.
everybody alike. So, with that, it's simply amazing. Your inner thoughts about what can you do to even share this and spread this more. We'll get to that in the second part for the future, but it's a lot to think about. Critical thinking and
Absolutely.
the type of questions that people ask you, I know, on a regular basis.
Well, this program is also something I also want to extend to our educational institutions, because every day I am tired of seeing our current and so-called future generation some of them not be able to understand the basics, not be able to do the basic fundamentals.
Yeah.
And what values are. I guarantee you, if you ask them what your values are,
I know
they
it's
will
just
not say
horrible.
anything. I say my values every day, and I don't mind sharing with our viewers. My
Yeah.
values are: I'm a spirited, healthy, bold, brilliant, beautiful,
Absolutely.
authentic, ambitious, autonomous, connected. Connected integrity is one thing that I definitely live by, as well as justice and excellence.
Absolutely.
And you know, when you say those words, it's not simply me saying those words, but it's what wakes me up in the morning.
And what you live by, what
It's what
is
you
instilled in you,
Yes.
and how you behave.
Thank you.
Behavior is so important.
Yes, absolutely. And we talking about behavior, it's your behavior. It's important to know, not to understand who you are, but it's also on an emotional level. And it's
Exactly.
also one of the tools that helps you be able to, you know, share your feelings. Emotional maturity is something that's really missing in our society. We see a lot of angry people every day, and they don't know how to channel it. They channel it onto each other. So this is why this is so needed, because the mission of A Day in Your Life is to create a unified and sustainable world with love now, not only for us, but for our current, our future, next, as well as the unborn generation.
Absolutely.
Love is something that's needed because,
It's
again,
got to
as I
be something that, I mean, granted, we had horrible individuals in the past, and hate and hate and hate is just something that has spread around since when one person thought that then nobody else counted, or that one person thought that they're better or exclude, or one person thought that they know all the answers. But this kind of thing, the sad thing is that these negative things spread and stay around for generations
generations.
without
Exactly.
any slowdown.
Without any assessment.
Yeah, no
mirror
assessment,
therapy.
no therapy.
Question, no question. That you really
And it's
hit on-
crazy. We come up with words later on in this day. We use all of this technology where people now, there's no such thing as good morning or a
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you.
You can't even speak to the person. Sometimes, but you know what I can do? The only thing that I know to do is to say my prayer. You know, I'm a spiritual person. But I have that prayer, and that prayer is deep and it's intense for the world peace.
Okay.
But you actually taking action and causes to actually make a change. See, I can individually tell somebody, like one-on-one, when I meet up with them, you know, we can only start from wherever you are at,
We meet them where they are.
because I'm not trying to change you. I'm not insinuating I'm better than you.
Right.
I'm not thinking that everybody has to be the same, because that's not true and that's not a
Exactly.
fact. The fact of the matter is we're all different. But what we have to have is respect.
Yes.
We have to have compassion
Yes.
for ourselves and, of course, for other people. Because when we do something that we think we're doing for other people, really in reality, we're only doing for ourselves. So we have to not get screwed up in this mentality and this hate. We can't even let people in our government that are on TV insulting people and saying terrible things that are hurtful to people, especially when we should look at them as somebody that, you know, in charge of America.
Exactly.
Where does hate and where does anything says that, anything written down anywhere in any society says that children should be put in concentration camps or jail, or that I can do whatever I want and then don't worry because I selected the people in my office to allow these things to get by, so it's not a big deal. And the real sad thing is diabolical, is that we see these things on TV.
Mhm.
And these
The
people
media.
that are in charge are actually going aside for wrong and murder and lying and abusive to women, mistreating women. I mean, it's just
It's
insane.
out of control and it's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
And that's why, I'm not saying I have all the answers. However, my
But your
time,
job is
my
a
experience,
real task.
the adversity, and in adversity, you do sometimes get answers, because they say in hard times, necessity is the mother of invention.
That's true.
Necessity is the mother of invention, and it's through those experiences. And as you said, just to take a spin off of what you said, I'm not saying that I'm better than. I'm not saying that
Exactly.
we are the same. I'm not saying that we all have to behave the same way. But you know what? There are tools out there for you to know and identify who you are. And when you do know who you are, you're better able to navigate with the challenges that life can bring.
Right.
And
And
we
where you
have
fit
the
in
tools.
and where you belong.
Exactly. You have to have that self-identity. I don't care wherever you
Absolutely.
go. And that's a lot of things missing in people. You're not knowing who you are. And just to, talking about the media, our kids of today, they mirror what they see. They're very impressionable.
Yeah.
They're very impressionable. And that's around the time. And these are things you expect for them to learn in school, but forgive me, or pardon my how I see things, but
Your
there's a
insight.
lot. There are things missing
Yes, absolutely.
that our educational institutions should be able to provide to our kids. So that's why I say we have to go back to basics. And we will, these tools are designed to meet you where you are, but you have to come with an open mind.
Absolutely.
You have to be,
and you have to come knowing that you have to pay attention, you have to study,
listen,
you have to listen, and you have
and
to
actually
learn.
hear,
And
and not just say listen, but you've got to
hear. A good listener is
Thank you.
very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Somebody that listens probably is more knowledgeable than the person that's reading the text.
Absolutely.
Or explaining, because they're listening in a way that if there's any missing pieces, they can figure that out and then go get the help to put it all together.
Right.
And that's very important.
Yes, and that's something, what we talk about open mind, that's part of what you see in the Wheel of Wellness.
Yes.
And I don't even think people take time to even look at things like that, tools like that. So it's our pleasure to be able to reconnect you with the basics.
Yes, it
Reconnect you, help you identify with your values.
Right.
And when you identify with your values, you can start aligning your actions with your results. You can align with the human virtues. You'd be able to identify from the 6 human virtues what your trait is, what your character is, because with that, that's what also guides you. That's your moral compass.
Yes, it
To
is.
be able to navigate and to be able to, act in integrity, go out there and have self-identity, and not identify with or take on the personality of what you see or what the trend is nowadays.
That's the other thing.
And
Not having respect and not knowing that you should hold the door, like you said, for elderly
simple
people
basics.
or help someone older
Or get up
across the
on
street.
the bus.
Yeah,
when you
get
see
up.
another person come up on the
Or
bus.
pregnant women. The
Oh,
men
but
sit
thank you.
there
Thank
like
you.
as if nothing happened. I mean, the woman could be this big.
And
And they don't get up at all. But even if the men don't get up, then another woman should get up. I do that all the time
I
because they
do
don't
that
get
too.
up. Something
See,
is
that's
so,
what we're talking
it's
about.
so
See,
serious.
This is the basics that's missing.
Yes.
That's missing. And there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of sadness, misery, bitterness. when, and you see this in our millennials.
Yes.
I'm like, what happened? What happened in our society? When I was going to school, I was the happiest person that
the
can.
kids, they tell you they're angry. Oh, I don't want to go to school. I'm angry. Yeah, the kids. Meanwhile,
I'm shocked.
I know, I say to myself, because as an auntie, a grand aunt, a godparent, a grand godparent, it's just these things that we align them with, and all of these things that they have that we never even could imagine. I mean, we saw things like that on the Jetsons, but for these things to really be true now,
yes,
you know what I mean?
They have cell phones at an unbelievable young age.
You know what? If I would have had a cell phone back in the day, my mom wouldn't have worried about anything. If she could make a call, okay, call right before you get to school, call when you get out of school, and especially the people in the South that, the people raping and grabbing and lynching and this kind of thing. Right. You can call, listen, I'm in some trouble. What can I do? I was going to run and hide,
Right.
But these kind of things that we have this opportunity, but honestly, the kids don't really talk too much on the phones. It's the games.
Exactly.
It's the games and the texting and
social media.
this thing to speak to people and talk to people that they don't even know. And meanwhile, they're children.
Right.
And I do believe that there's a course, just like when babies are born, they should crawl before they can take steps.
Right.
Little children, when they have a phone, they have the access to see all kind of things that they shouldn't see.
Right.
But of course, parent supervision. And what happened to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Parent supervision. The parents just give the kid the phone or the game, and it's like they feel like they don't have to be a parent now. They don't have to. They'll be quiet for a while. They don't want to go out. I know they're in the house,
right,
but they're not learning.
Right.
Nobody opens up a book. Nobody reads to the children anymore. Did you notice that?
Yes, I know. I'm the only one that stands out in the bus when I carry my book with me, and everybody's face is in their phone.
Yeah, nobody looks at a book anymore. I can't believe that majority of the bookstores have gone out of business. Honestly.
Thank God for a couple of them that are still around.
They have gone out of business. And so, we still have a lot of authors. But if you could take your phone as a student and not really read the material and just ask the phone, well, let's give you the main facts, and then you can just back it up with some good writing skills and pull off a good grade. Because the teachers are assuming that you read the materials and extra materials. That's what they assume.
Exactly.
And these kids can do a paper now with the phone in about 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then talk to the phone to the printer and have the paper typed out.
And that's where things are lost in translation. And
exactly.
That's where I'm all about efficiency, don't get me wrong, but I'm all about doing the work too.
Yeah,
doing my part. And as you said, things are so, that process you just shared it gives a new meaning to immediate gratification. Kids don't want to wait anymore. There's no delayed gratification anymore because they have access to all these devices that will do the work for them.
Right.
So
how are they going to go to the library?
So, you asking them to, do things from a conventional standpoint, they look at you like you have two heads. But in spite of that, I'm still here and I am standing with conviction that I am behind this program. And there's nothing better than the fundamentals, the foundation, because when you have that, you can take that anywhere you go.
Absolutely.
These devices, they have built-in obsolete, meaning that they're designed to be outdated.
And 10 years from now,
Yes.
You got to get the next update.
Exactly.
What happens as you get older and can't see
Exactly. So
and can't hear that well? You know, these
what are
things
you
that,
going to fall back on?
yeah,
There's still
only
that
what you have up
concept.
in here.
Thank you.
If you can keep
And
this
there's still that
this sharp.
concept.
This. Well, Miss Paul, this was the first part, and I
my
can tell you,
goodness.
we got by the first part, and we want to say happy holidays, but we will also continue on the second part. But we're going to say sayonara for now. We're going to soon come back for the second part. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Real Self Talk. And now check out this live show made for Adjoke Paul. Enjoy.